everyone. Greetings, everybody. I'm Pooja from the beautiful Spotless Skin team, and I'm hoping all of y'all are keeping in good health. You must have come across many people, especially women, with brown colored patches on their face. Have you? I'm sure you have. And they seem like freckle spots on their face, forming large and flat patches. This is nothing but melasma. Melasma is a common chronic skin condition in India, and according to studies conducted across four Indian cities, it is revealed that more than 80% of the population present has skin color issues that form up. It's also called as heterogeneity on the face, irrespective of their age and gender. This heterogeneity mainly results from hyperpigmented spots called as melasma. The Indian skin tone is usually more susceptible to this issue, where there are pigmentary disorders that occurs mainly in women. 90% of the women usually are seen having melasma, and 10% of males also have this ethnic and from the racial groups who have these sort of melasma spots. Around 20 to 30% of the 40 to 65 years old women present do have facial melasma. Melasma and hyperpigmentation, what we call, generally ignores as a skin of aging and often misunderstood as skin condition. So many people often may think that, oh, it's a skin condition, but no, it is melasma. It suffers, people who are suffering from melasma have been misinformed about the aspects which can cause hyperpigmentation. This can clearly lead to a frustrating setback if in case you've not treated yourself at the right time. To avoid these hassles and to keep you informed, today we are here about how to manage melasma and learn a lot from the expert himself. Today we are honored to introduce Dr. Govind Kumar, a renowned skin expert from Patna. Dr. Govind is a skilled dermatologist based in Patna, Bihar, with a strong educational background and clinical expertise. He's earned his MBBS from the University College of Medical Sciences, Delhi, and completed his MD in dermatology from the ERA's Lucknow Medical College. Dr. Kumar has gained valuable experience as a senior resident as well at the HIMSR and HAHC hospital and has undergone specialized training in lasers, aesthetic medicine, and dermatosurgery. He has presented and published several case reports and research articles. His clinical skills encompass a wide range of dermatological procedures. It includes vitiligo surgery, nail surgery, and aesthetic treatments like even Botox and fillers, which are very popular today. Today, we're privileged to have him amongst us with us to share valuable insights on melasma and its management. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, Doctor, for joining us. And
Thank
without
you
much
so
ado,
much.
Doctor, welcome to our show, and let's start off talking about what is melasma.
So melasma is a hyperpigmentary condition which usually seen more in the females, and it mainly involves the face area, and it can also occur on the extrafacial also. So many a patient will develop hyperpigmentation over face, mainly cheeks, then nose, forehead, and upper lip also. Hello, can't hear you.
So, Doctor, we understood what is melasma, but what causes melasma clearly?
So causes, there are multiple causes. Like the most important cause is hormonals. That's why females are more predisposed to this condition, melasma. Like the next condition, next cause is after hormonal changes. Next cause is sun exposure. Like mainly the people who work outside can develop melasma. Then also various extra like any drug if intake, like females also taking oral contraceptive pills can develop melasma, and any other medications, photosensitive drugs can lead to melasma. And there is also this condition also seen more in genetic, if the family members is his family members suffering from the same disease, then the their offspring can occur the same condition.
Okay. So, doctor, as you mentioned, it is commonly seen in females having hormonal
Yeah.
imbalances and stuff. So, how is melasma different from hyperpigmentation?
So melasma is a part of hyperpigmentation. Uh, Hyperpigmentation is a broad term. Hyperpigmentation can occur by any inflammatory conditions, like after many commonly seen in the like acne patients. They develop hyperpigmentation after their sun exposure. Then other any conditions like psoriasis also they can develop hyperpigmentation, and any inflammatory method red lesions. If patient has red lesions, they can predispose to develop hyperpigmentation after resolving their lesions.
Okay.
And melasma is one part of hyperpigmentation.
Okay. So, doctor, what are the signs and symptoms of melasma clearly that our viewers should know?
So sign and symptoms mainly the melasma start from the face, mainly over the bilateral cheeks, then nose, then upper lips, forehead, and can also develop over neck and external areas, and over upper lips also. And then a patient may feel um, uh, their quality of life is deteriorated because of this pigmentation.
Yes, clearly, doctor. I think it makes a lot of impact on somebody's psychological mindset and their self-esteem. Any specific instances that you've experienced where, any of your patients felt psychologically really low? How do you really uplift their mindset in such a situation?
Yeah, we used to see this type of patients every day because the office going females are mainly predisposed with melasma, can suffer from this psychological side effects. So I usually counsel them, you can disguise via any makeup also, but they can also use tinted sunscreen so that they can have some foundation effect over the pigmentary part, and give them advise them to use the products in right manner to get control over melasma.
Absolutely. I think that's quite a pro tip to use a tinted sunscreen versus a
Yeah.
makeup. Wouldn't really spoil your skin as well. That's great, doctor. So, doctor, little about risk factors that are associated with melasma. Is there anything that is risky at all with melasma?
Risky like oral contraceptive pills, then sun exposure, prolonged sun exposure. You have to use multiple times reapplication of sunscreen. So and then photosensitive drugs like in acne we used to give tetracycline drugs. So that also can lead to development of melasma also. And mainly patients should avoid prolonged sun exposure, and if they are residing in home, then they are also necessary to apply minimum one time sunscreen.
Okay. So clearly, taking care of our skin can help us. But
Yes.
doctor, what about diagnosing melasma? For example, I see brown patches on my skin. Can I clearly conclude that I have melasma? How do we really diagnose it?
So it's a clinical diagnosis mainly. Like we used to see many patients, so we know what is melasma. Like patient of melasma, freckle-like lesions which are coalescing together to form large patch over the bilateral cheeks, and the mainly condition sites which I have told, like cheeks, nose, and upper lip and forehead. Then this site mainly seen in melasma patients. And see, if single spots are in our multiple places of face, then it is not melasma. Mainly
Okay.
coalescing macules are seen in melasma
Okay. So, doctor, I understood that we'll be able to diagnose melasma, but what
clinically.
after the diagnosis? What sort of treatments are available? Like, are they really safe? What is it like?
So we also use one bedside clinical test like Woodslam. I used to call it Woodslam. We used to mainly see for if, is it epidermal melasma, or it is dermal melasma or mixed melasma. Based on this device, we can classify that melasma. Then after that, we can treat melasma. Mainly, first of all, we counsel the patient about to photo protection, use of photo protection, that is means sunscreen. And then if they go outside, they can also use umbrella, so that physical photo protection can be there. So mainly there are various type of topical creams, oral medications, and some procedures also. And in some patient, if these all are not taken care of, then we can also do lasers.
Okay. So there are wide variety of treatments
Yeah.
that are available, and it's can we say that melasma can be completely removed from the skin? Like, can we have flawless skin again? Is that
Yeah, we
possible?
can have. Yeah, we can have, but it can reoccur. So we need to have regular photo protection. That is the basic things. And if you use like if females use contraceptive pills, so they should take care of their skin more rigorously if they are taking care of taking these type of medications.
Right. So, doctor, I know you spoke about sunscreen helping you protect. You spoke about umbrella as a physical barrier to protect you from sunlight. But any other preventive measures beyond the oral contraceptives as well that can reduce them from the risk of developing melasma? And also, how can they really manage the symptoms effectively, per se?
Yeah. So symptom mainly physically, they can wear scarves over the face if they are going outside, or because this is the hormonal imbalance in the body, because of hormonal imbalance. Like in one case, like various patient, like 50% of pregnant women also develop this kind of pigmentation, that is melasma, after during their pregnancy, mainly during the third trimester of the pregnancy. So it is important to take care that use of mainly sunscreen and other topical agents can limit their disease.
Right. So, doctor, you just mentioned about melasma happening during pregnancy. So, what sort of treatment is safe for melasma during pregnancy?
So mainly some oral topical medications like kojic acid preparations. These are milder agents, can be given often during the pregnancy period also.
Okay, so all my pregnant viewers also, there is a way you can treat melasma, but make sure you reach out to the doctor for the right treatment. Do not use any sort of topical creams without doctor's information. So, doctor, there's a question in the chat window. It's from Pujashri, and she says, "Doctor, how can melasma affect different age groups?"
So melasma is usually seen in the reproductive age group, mainly during the 14 to 45 years age. So different if they are in the puberty age group, like 14 to 20 age group, so they can melasma is mainly seen over the cheek areas. And if they as the age progresses, they can develop the darker type of pigmentation, and they can also dermal type of hypermelanosis can be seen. Like the pigmentation is mainly epidermal in the early age group.
Okay. So, doctor, I also wanted to know that there's a lot of misinformation and misconception about hyperpigmentation and melasma. So, can you like help us understand any misinformation that people would be knowing? Let's help them understand how are these two different.
So hyperpigmentation can develop after any inflammatory, like any reddish conditions, like acne. After acne, patient develop black spots. The patients which usually pick their skin in the acne patient, which scratch their acne lesions, they can predispose to develop hyperpigmentation after sun exposure, mainly over sun exposure. So you used to give sunscreen in that patient also, to use sunscreen so that they can prevent their hyperpigmentation. And like other skin disorders, they can develop hyperpigmentation by multiple uses of over the counter creams, steroid based over the counter creams. So they should mainly avoid using that over the counter drugs, and they should consult their nearby dermatologist.
Absolutely. Reaching out to your dermatologist is something that I am completely in for. No taking treatments and no taking skin issues lightly because it can be something big that we need to treat at the right time. Doctor, there's another question from Deepak, very interesting question. How does melasma treatment really affect the skin texture? Usually, treatments make the skin sensitive. So, what is it like with melasma treatment?
So, we usually give treatment according to the patient skin type. We are not going to harass the patient. Mainly, we used to take care of the patient. If patient has dry skin or oily skin, then we need to check the patient if they are photosensitive. Like there are six type of skin. So mainly type 3 to type 5 skin usually seen in India. So mainly type 3 skin patients are more fair, so they used to little bit burn initially and then tan, so they are less predisposed to develop melasma, but type 5 skin are more predisposed to develop melasma. So they should take care like that.
Clearly. So, Doctor, I think the conversation is so interesting that we're getting a lot of questions in the chat. The question's from Yash, and he says, Doctor, is there any cosmetic that can help with melasma?
Help to, pardon?
Is there any cosmetic that can help with melasma? I think with help with melasma treatment, I think that's what he
Treatment,
means.
yeah. Yeah, cosmetic they can use. I can only tell the some the initial treatment that cannot lead to much side effect, because doctor is necessary to guide what treatment is given for how much time. So they can use kojic acid, arbutinine preparations, kojic acid preparations. These are lighter, some lighter agents which can be used in melasma, arbutinine. And then also they can take glutathione tablets, because that is a tripsinase inhibitor for mainly not for a long duration, for mainly 2 to 3 months.
Okay. Again, glutathione is very, very popular. So we need
Yeah.
to probably have it during melasma as well. Great. Doctor, another question from Sheila, and she says, can melasma affect other areas also beyond the face?
Yeah. So it can develop over other areas, like mainly over the sternal areas like chest, then arms and neck. These are some, but these are rare sight, not usually seen.
Okay. Doctor, another personal question as we were talking about melasma. I just thought that can melasma be related to cancer as well? Does it turn into something that serious?
No, absolutely not. This is incorrect information. So
Okay.
this is non-cancerous condition, and only this is skin cancers like we call melanoma. So that is not caused by melasma.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting information. So please do not get worried if you've got melasma. It's not got to do anything with skin cancer as such. It's different to it.
Melasma is only is mainly for aesthetic aesthetic issue, because the patient's self-esteem and confidence level decreases. That's why
Yeah,
patient come to us to get treated.
absolutely. So, Doctor, another question, a very interesting one coming from Meenal, and she says, "Can melasma be managed only with oral vitamins?"
No, that's not the case, because oral vitamins only give one of the ingredient like anti. This has only antioxidant effect. But melasma mainly the main treatment is need to limit the production of melanin. So we need triosinase inhibitors, like we have hydroquinone preparations, but that to be not to be used for long durations. Usually
Right.
give the patient for initial 2 to 3 months, then shift to the milder agents. And if the patient is not responding, we use chemical peels, and then chemical peels, then microneedling also, and then for if not responding, then we can go for laser also.
Okay. So, Meenal, I hope we answered your question. It's not only vitamins that will help you manage melasma, there's more to it. So, please reach out to your doctor. Dr. Govind, there are a lot of myths around melasma because people have been reading a lot. So, some of the myths is what I want you to break. Is melasma a hereditary disease?
Yeah, it is somewhat in around 50-60%. It can be hereditary, because we see in daily practice that many patients come and say, "Ki, my mother is suffering from the same melasma and I also developed same disease." So it is hereditary. But
Okay.
not all patient of melasma and their child will develop melasma. This is not also true. Can
Okay.
develop, but can develop.
Okay. So even if it's genetic, there is a way we treat it. So clearly, again, reaching out to your expert help can really help you. Another thought that I had is, like that's what happened with me. Like I had a skin allergy, and post which I saw those brown scars. So is it like melasma is connected to any skin allergy?
No, it is not connected to any skin allergy. Only it can lead to skin sensitivity, like sensitivity to the sun. That can lead to redness over the face, usually see in the patients who use more over the counter products that containing steroids, that can lead to thinning of skin and makes the skin sensitive to the sun.
Okay. Okay. So, doctor, imagine a person has got melasma at the age of 25 or 30. Is it
Okay.
something that will stay with that person forever, or is it like, permanently curable? What is it like?
So it is curable. It's not like it's curable. Mainly it can go off on its own also, but because of the pigmentation, the patient usually come to us to we can give them treatment to decrease the pigmentation, and it can down to the minimum pigmentation, so that patient the confidence level can increase.
Okay. So, does that mean that melasma can be completely removed from the skin, or it can only subside with the help of treatment?
Yeah, it can only subside, but it can also recur also,
Okay. It
because it
can
is an
recur as
hormonal.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what should be done, doctor, so that melasma doesn't recur again? Imagine doing the best of the treatments from the doctors
Okay.
and having doing everything. If melasma again comes back, what should we be doing?
Most important thing is the physical sun protection. Chemical like sunscreen, it can also protect it via sunscreen. So it is very useful to use sunscreen in home also, because from the windows and anything like what the many females usually is, most of the time their time goes in the kitchen, so visible rays coming from the gas, that also can lead to development of melasma. So sunscreen usage is most important thing in melasma.
Yes. I think that's a very valid point, doctor. And I think I've seen this from my mother also, who would say that, oh, I don't step out in the sun, I don't need a sunscreen. But as clear as that, being in
Yeah,
front of the cooking flame can also create a lot of sun damage to your
basically,
skin,
yeah.
or damage to your skin for that matter,
Yeah.
because UV light or whatever you call it. So make sure you're using sunscreen, because that is clearly coming out as one thing that we can do easily, and it's available. So, any specific sunscreen, doctor, that you would recommend our viewers to use to
So,
keep them
yeah,
protected?
yes. So for females, they can use broad spectrum, around 50 more than 30 SPF, and then PA plus 3 for UVA protection. And mainly females can use tinted sunscreen. They can mask from the visible rays also. That is cooking, like kitchen things. And then for males, they can use only more than SPF 30 sunscreen and with PA plus 3. Any gel based or aqua based sunscreens in the more oily skins.
Okay, all right.
That
And
many patient, one thing I need to add, that many patient complain that when I apply sunscreen it becomes oily or it goes off in sweat. So it's not like that. The sunscreen has absorbed. So you need to reapply after 3 to 4 hours. You need to again reapply if you are going in out sun. So you can only reapply, and it is getting the action on your skin.
clearly, I think that was my next question, doctor. That how many times do we need to apply our sunscreen during the day, especially for my working folks who step out in the morning at 8 o'clock and are back at 9 in the night. So, what should they be really doing? Should they be like reapplying the sunscreen even if they're in the office, or what do you really recommend, doctor?
So I will tell them that they need to apply initially before going out, mainly 15 to half an hour before, and
Right.
then one time in between also can
Okay.
work, because they also work on the computers also, no? So
Yes.
so that will keep the action.
Okay. So as basic question coming to my mind, doctor, because I also go to office. So imagine if I put a sunscreen in the morning at 8 o'clock and say I take a break by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So do I need to wash my face, reapply the sunscreen and moisturizer, or just reapply the sunscreen over my face the way it is?
You can just wipe with any tissue and then apply your sunscreen.
Okay, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So great, thank you, doctor, for that tip. Another question, doctor, that I normally observe people doing that इंडिया में गोरा दिखना बहुत जरूरी है लोगों को. So उनको लगता है गोरा दिख रहे हैं तो स्किन अच्छा है, and they go and then find those fairness creams and all of that available in the shop. So is that really damaging the skin? Is something that I wanted to highlight on.
या ये तो ये काफ़ी कॉमन है सो मेनली ये फेयरनेस क्रीम ना ऐड भी आता है कि 7 दिन में आपको गोरा हो जाएंगे तो ये सारी मार्केटिंग गिमिक है सो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट यू कांट बी so much of it you can't become type 5 to type 1 from one just one cream you only remove your tan not like that कि you are getting from type 5 to type 1 skin सो ऐसा कोई क्रीम नहीं है उससे और डैमेज होता है उसमें स्टेरॉइड्स रहती हैं दैट कैन लीड टू डैमेज लाइक दे कैन कॉज मोर हेयर ऑन ओवर योर फेस देन रेडनेस व्हेन यू गो आउट इन द सन देन उसके अलावा बहुत सारे क्या हुआ आपका स्किन पतला भी हो जाता है वहाँ का तो और सेंसिटिव हो जाएगा आपको सन में जाने से और इस मैक्सिमम पेशेंट्स को पूरा लाल होके आते हैं पेशेंट्स
Oh God. Okay. I think this is very important, doctor,
या
because many people are just running behind being fair and not focusing on having a good skin health overall.
वही
So
मेन
आपका focus अपने shade को change करना नहीं है. I know tan removal can be one thing, as doctor said. So tan removal के भी तरीके हैं, but don't use fairness creams just by the namesake. And please understand it from the doctor. That's very essential. So, डॉक्टर एनीथिंग एल्स जो आपके ध्यान में आ रहा है अबाउट मलाजमा आई नो हमने बहुत सारी टॉपिक्स कवर किए अबाउट मलाजमा अबाउट ट्रीटमेंट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम अ कॉस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो डॉक्टर मेरी बहुत मिडिल क्लास कम्युनिटी भी ज्वाइन करती है एंड
बिल्कुल
दे फाइंड these treatments very expensive so anything that you want to highlight ki are these treatments cost effective or anything of that sort.
हाँ सो मेनली क्योंकि ये लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रीटमेंट इसका लॉन्ग टर्म चलता है ऐसा नहीं है कि आप एक दिन में या एक महीने में आप ट्रीटमेंट को कवर कर सकते हो आप एक बेसिक ऐसा एक क्रीम आप या तो मेनली आप डॉक्टर से मिलो या फिर बेसिक ऐसा क्रीम लेने जिसमें कोजिक एसिड प्रिपरेशन हो कोजिक एसिड आर्बिटनिन और या हाइड्रोक्विनोन स्टार्टिंग में आप हाइड्रोक्विनोन यूज़ कर सकते हो फॉर इनिशियली 1 to 2 months देन यू कैन मूव टू कोजिक एसिड प्रिपरेशंस एंड इसका मेन थिंग है कि आपको सनस्क्रीन अप्लाई करना है डे टाइम में और ये जो मैंने सारे डिपिगमेंटिंग एजेंट बताए इसको नाइट टाइम यूज़ करना है डे टाइम यूज़ नहीं करना है इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग
बिल्कुल, आई थिंक डे टाइम एंड नाइट टाइम का बहुत बहुत
हाँ
इम्पोर्टेंट रोल है
अदरवाइज
लाइक
अदरवाइज इट कैन लीड टू सन डैमेज
यस बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाएगी एंड आई सीन मेनी पीपल यूजिंग रेटिनॉल ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम आल्सो तो
दैट
बहुत गलत
बिल्कुल
है.
नहीं बहुत गलत है
यस सो आई थिंक कोई भी चीजें एडवर्टाइजमेंट देखकर नहीं अपनानी है. फोकस
बिल्कुल
करना है क्या करेक्ट है आपकी स्किन के लिए. एंड जैसा सर आपने बताया कि सिर्फ स्किन का ख्याल रखना ही नहीं जरूरी है ओवरऑल उसमें क्या इशू
हेलो
ट्रीटमेंट.
हेलो
यस डॉक्टर. यस डॉक्टर.
कैन यू रिपीट द क्वेश्चन
सो डॉक्टर मैं सिर्फ कंक्लूड कर रही थी यही
अच्छा
बताकर
अच्छा
दैट
ओके ओके ठीक
this important information that you have shared has been really very vital for our viewers. And I'm sure मेरे viewers जो आज जुड़े हैं उन्हें मलाजमा से कई सारी information मिली है. मलाजमा कोई बीमारी नहीं है, आप उसे treat कर सकते हैं. अगर genetically भी मलाजमा हुआ है तो भी इसके treatments available हैं. Cost effective treatments भी available हैं. So please make sure आप doctors से reach out करें. Over the counter treatments ना लें. Having the right diagnosis and having the right treatment is clearly the way to go. And I'd really like to thank you so much, Dr. Govind Kumar, for joining us today at the beautiful Spotless Skin Team's Insta Live session and giving us your valuable time. It has clearly
Thank
been our pleasure to have you amongst us. And I'm sure our viewers would really want to thank you as well for sharing this amazing information all the way from Patna City. And we really look forward for many more such sessions. Thank you very much, lovely
thank you.
viewers, for joining in, giving us all your participation and the amazing questions. Stay connected to our beautiful Spotless Skin page. We'll be back again with another live session. Thank you.